Good evening, folks. This is Deb Delapiana, and this is your chain reaction report. You know, I'm running a little bit behind here. I had a really rough night on social media last night, and we'll talk about that at the end of this, but I want to address, and I'm never going to shut the fuck up, okay? I want to address the right wing, the GOP, on Martin Luther King Day. We got some corkers here, so I'm gonna read you some stuff, and we're gonna talk about it, okay? And by the way, let me just say that the disingenuous scum in the GOP always rises to the top. Always. So let's see. Oh, first, one of my favorite people. Yeah, Rand Paul. So, here we go. Quote, as we honor MLK today, may his courage inspire us to redouble our commitment to working together for change. Let's commemorate the life of Dr. Martin Luther King by uniting the two Americas into one, an America that includes justice for one and justice for all. I don't know, maybe this should be a shut the fuck up. Let me just talk to you about Rand Paul's history of justice for all, okay? Rand Paul openly stated that he would have opposed the Civil Rights Act. Yes, the Civil Rights Act of 1964. He also single-handedly blocked the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act. And he has also stated in his past that racism no longer exists. I suggest to you that Rand Paul is a disingenuous prick and a bigot. And honest to God, anybody on the GOP side of the aisle who invokes Dr. Martin Luther King for anything is full of shit. But it didn't just stop with Rand Paul. Let's move along here. We have the great Donald Trump buttboy here, Kevin McCarthy. He posted on Twitter, from the halls of Ebenezer Baptist Church to the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, MLK spent his life spreading what he called the gospel of freedom. He never gave up and never preached hate. His words and example inspire us today as we celebrate a great American on MLK Day. Well, you know what, Kevin? The GOP preaches plenty of hate on a daily basis. They're steeped in violence. They're steeped in ignorance. They're steeped in racism. They're steeped in misogyny. And Kevin McCarthy voted against the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. It did pass the House because of a Democratic majority, but it's dead in the water in the Senate because the majority isn't big enough. And as I said, let me take the time to say this. You want better results here? Give Biden a better fucking majority. Kevin McCarthy can shut the fuck up. He is nothing but hate. Anybody who espouses loyalty to Donald Trump is about hate on many levels. Marco Rubio, another piece of shit in a suit. Marco Rubio, his tweet says, When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. So that quote that he used was actually a quote by Dr. King. And by the way, that was taken completely out of context, because what that actually means is that everybody in America, black, white, women, Asians, Hispanics, all people are afforded the same freedoms. Yet Marco Rubio has filed a bill with his buddy Kevin Cramer of North Dakota to prohibit federal funding to promote divisive concepts such as critical race theory. A companion bill was introduced in the House by U.S. Representatives Madison Cawthorn and Virginia Foxx. You know, the Republicans complain about canceling culture. The Republicans are actually canceling American history. Because you know what? Whether any of you people on the right want to accept this fact or not, people of color were brought here by the white man to serve the white man as slaves. Got it? No matter how you seek to keep your children and their children ignorant about our history, the fact remains that we have a sketchy fucking history. And where would we be without the mouth that roared? The blonde bimbo from Georgia. You ready? Thanks to the hard work of Reverend MLK Jr. and others, growing up in Georgia, I've seen the beautiful fruit that blossomed from the civil rights era. I can't even say this with a fucking straight face. Where segregation ended and equality began. Today, I believe we are seeing a new segregation. Of course, she has to get this in. And discrimination beginning wrongfully forced upon unvaccinated Americans by the tyrants of the Democratic Party. Shut the fuck up, Marjorie. This woman, honest to God, is a waste of fucking space. She is a waste of space even on the planet, let alone in any kind of government position. She has a lot of nerve invoking Martin Luther King. And by the way, her great state of Georgia, give me a fucking break, okay, folks? Do you think segregation and discrimination is over in the great state of Georgia? Oh, I don't think so. No siree. And then we have the little tyrant from Florida, who was described, I think, as slow, dumb, and I don't know what the other one was. Whatever. He is all of that. But he has passed a bill called Individual Freedom, which specifically targets what Republicans have taken to calling critical race theory, which is actually American history, okay? American history. Critical race theory. American history, okay? It's targeting any kind of teaching that would talk about racism, slavery, or race in general. Just that there are more than one on the planet. You know, it's not all white. Critical race theory is taught in law schools, by the way. And it addresses the coded ways in which racism exists in our society, in the laws and in the system itself. And this disingenuous prick, and he is. Honest to God, I swear to God, the GOP can kill more brain cells per minute than alcohol. This is exactly how Ron DeSantis justified his bill. You think about what MLK stood for. He said he didn't want people judged on the color of their skin, but on the content of their character. That would leave him out. You listen to some of these people nowadays, they don't talk about that. No, we don't talk about that because the GOP has no character. They have no compassion. They have no empathy for people. They have nothing to offer the American people. None of the legislation they pass does anything to help the American people one iota ever at any time. They spend most of their days and most of your taxpayer dollars infringing upon people's individual freedoms, mind you. That's why come 2022 they will take up the issue of transgender sporting in a variety of bills. And that's really, honestly, none of their fucking business. But that doesn't matter because they're just too busy right now whitewashing American history and using Martin Luther King as an excuse. You know what? Martin Luther King did make that statement, but I'm pretty sure Martin Luther King, who was a tireless fighter for his people's rights, would not agree with having his people basically removed from history and their treatment removed from history and the reasons why he did the things that he did and fought for the justice he fought for wiped out of American history. In Texas, they have removed Martin Luther King, teaching Martin Luther King, the suffragette movement. And there's one other thing too. Hang on, I'm not done yet. Don't go away. You no longer have to learn. It's not required curriculum that students learn about Martin Luther King, suffrage, and Native Americans. I don't want to hear one fucking person talk about cancel culture from the right. Not one fucking person. The right wing in this country is canceling American history because it's inconvenient for the white man. And it's as simple as that. Please, spare me all of the platitudes. And now, let's get on to Facebook. And let's talk about my evening with the fun crowd last night. So I ran across this beast. She's a Christian, by the way. Well, that's what it says on her profile anyway, because I did check it out. I do believe that she is a right-wing troll, one of the many who spends their time attacking me. So, and by the way, I really do hope that they don't think that I'm going to stop, okay? So this person here, and I'll give you her name, Nicole Wagner Stinson. I don't know who she is. She has one friend listed on her profile, but she's got all of this Christian stuff up in her, her main banner photo. She's a Christian. Yeah, she's a Christian. That's why she told me that I should die. I also told her that she should take all that Christian stuff down if she's going to talk like that, because I was raised a Catholic, and I never learned that I should treat people like that. And she came back with the retort that the Catholic religion is steeped in Satanism. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't actually ascribe to the Catholic religion. I don't ascribe to any religion, okay? That's not my thing, all right? I made that decision on my own. But I will tell you right now, if you don't think that the fucking right-wing Christians have 666 tattooed on the back of their ass somewhere, you're out of your mind. Because, honest to God, I do have a sharp tongue. I can be very sarcastic, and I don't hold back, but I have actually never told anyone to die. I had another person who used to follow us. His name is Cameron Ferguson. At the beginning of COVID, when I was arguing over, the things that we needed to do to get past it, The comment from that lunatic was, just die because the young people aren't afraid of it. You know what? I just have to say, on the whole, dealing with the human race these days is ugly. And I really spend an awful lot of time just not doing it. But I will tell you that Nicole Wagner Stinson is like so many other people you find out there. I don't know whether they're working for a right-wing organization, but it just seems odd to me that she's got one friend. She actually is the person who last week doxed me on one of my posts and then took it down immediately, because when she showed up on my page in the middle of this discussion I was having and told me to, quote, just die, I recognized her name. There are an awful lot of ugly people out there. Social media is a shithole since the right-wingers have been empowered by Donald Trump. It is hateful. It is ugly. It is less than pleasant to be on. And I find the right wing repugnant. Now, I dumped a couple of friends this week. And I dumped them because I have a really hard time compartmentalizing some things. So when you're posting that COVID is fake, or that the vaccines are killing people, you know, I just can't go with that. Okay? It isn't a difference of opinion. It's a question of facts. There are ample facts that COVID is not fake. There are ample facts that the vaccines are helping people. No one said they were the panacea and they were going to cure everyone, and no one said it was going to stop COVID dead in their tracks. That takes time. But that's, again, ignorance of science. And we've got plenty of that too, particularly on the right-wing side. But we also have some people who fancy themselves as freedom fighters out there. And there are some people on the left who are just, sorry folks, just plain fucking stupid to align themselves with anybody on the right. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to help you. Got it? Yeah, I don't think you do. But I just have to say this. I'm actually relieved that the two friends I cut out of my stream are gone. Because it's hard for me to fake shit. And like I said, you know, I don't mind arguing over differences of opinion. But I do mind when facts are twisted, hidden, lied about, ignored. You know, our last stream that we did, the little beast Nicole Stinson, she went on there and said it was completely non-factual. Well, you know, let's have it, Nicole. Show me. Show me how everything we showed you on that stream didn't actually really happen. Because that would be another colossal, you know, conspiracy that every news company in America is lying about the same thing. You can't get 3 people to keep an affair quiet. Spare me, okay? I'm done with the right wing. And I'm not going to play nice with them anymore. I will never, ever tell anyone they should die. I just, it's not in me. I don't want to do that. And I don't want to be that person. But I will tell you now, don't fuck with me. People who are doxing me, the people who are slandering me on Facebook, I will not take that lying down. And I already have plans in the works for that. And it's not retaliation of any kind. It's exposure. And I intend to do that. I'll talk to you all later.